Hi everyone, this is Mr. Fusion Designs and welcome to our channel. Today we are doing a build from FANHOME. It is the Fast and Furious build Brian's Nissan Skyline GTR. So as you can see, we are doing pack 12 from issue 57 all the way to 62. So let's take our other magazines just away. And we also received our folder. And I'm not going to open up this. They say it's just quite easy. Follow the numbers, fold them in the correct order. Let me see if you could see, just like that. And yeah, you could store your magazines in that. So this is issue 57. And let's see what's coming up with this. So dashboard. So, okay, excellent. So we need to take some of our cables away. So I think we could see T. Okay, so that's a very straightforward issue today. So let's get on with that. So this is the part from issue 57. Let's just open that up. We don't just need this just yet, so I'm going to keep it in the packaging. And I have already removed LED letter T from the PCB board, so it is a gray and black cable. And we need to get our dashboard, which is this, and we need to just insert just here. Let's see if we could get a bit of a close up. Just there, the LED. So I'm not sure if this will be a better idea to bend it now. So I'm going to just hold, probably, which way would this be better? Probably like that. And then just bend that very carefully at an angle. I think that should be fine. And that just needs to plug in just here. Hopefully I could surprise you with this. I'm planning to do something different, but we will see. I'm not going to say much just yet, just because I'm not sure if it's possible to do it. So I think that should be fine. So making sure that that is not doing anything to cause any catching. So I think that's okay. Yeah, so that's fine. And this way, yeah, that's completely fine. So that's the end of this issue, and we have this part left over. So let's move on to the next one. This is issue 58. Taking a look again at our magazine and seeing what we need to do. Steering column. Okay, excellent. Okay, so that's telling us which direction what needs to be in place. And okay, it's just, we're not attaching it just yet, but we are attaching some parts. So let's get on with that one. This is the parts from 58. Let's just open that up. And make sure nothing else is in there. So we have some AP screws. I'm going to need some parts from this right now. And that is this one. Let's just open up my tweezer a bit more. That one, and it could be this one. I'm not sure. Most likely, yes. So that's that. And we need to just put this, my tweezer, into this direction. So you could see it's like that. And that just needs to slot in just there. So that will be secured quite soon. And now we need to get our like indicators and things, which is this one and this one. Now they are slightly different, they say. So let's just see if I can make out with my eyes. I need to get my magnifying glass because that's really small. So just going to take a look at this. So I have identified which one is which. Let's see. You can see like a indicator mark there, and there isn't one on this side, so you can see the difference. And we need this part with the column now facing downwards, and with this indicator with that marking will just slot here, which is going to be very difficult to hold in place, I believe. Well, that's not going to hold in place just like that, but that will go just like that. So let's get the other part to hold that in position. Okay, let's try and do this. So this is the other side, and we are okay, let's see if we can put this in. Let's just see which way this would go. So that's that way. So yep, so this way. So you can see the two where the ball joints will be attaching. I have no idea how we're going to do this. Maybe perhaps let's do one first. That could be easier instead of trying to do two in one go. And let's just pick this up, perhaps. That is fiddly. Let's try to do this. You have to excuse me. This one's a bit of a tricky one. That's there. I think. Okay, that's there. Get that in angle. Okay, great. It did go in. But now, let's see if we could get the other side without letting that one drop out. So slightly open up this and try to find that placement again, which is just there. Stick in that. That's not going to be easy. So let's see how to do this. That one's just there. And push this in place. That's in. Wow, we did it. So I'm no way going to let that go. And yeah. Okay, we can just show everything's attached. And holding this very tightly. And we need to put just in those two holes 2 AP screws. So that's just going in there. Great, so that's both of them in place. And I believe, yep, that's really well attached. So now we need our dashboard. Our dashboard is back. Now we need, with the screws facing downwards, maybe it's this bit better. So I really like that gap. Just making sure it is this way, so it is that way. And we need to turn that around. And again, with 2 EP screws, you could see my LED did fall out. So I might need to put a bit of resin on that just to keep that in place. And this is again a little bit fiddly, but 2 AP screws will go in there. So that's the first one going in place. So that's both of them now in place. Let's just get where's T gone? And this is T. Why did that fall out? That's so weird. And he will just push in again here. Just want to make sure that's in, so you don't misplace it. So that's in. So that's the end of this issue. So our steering column is in place and these parts are left over. So let's get on with the next one. This is issue 59. Cracking on with these. Oh, where are we? Ah, so still working on the dashboard, radio. Okay, this is the part I really was interested in. And we need to disattach, I think, Q. And okay, we are attaching the other part. So excellent. So there's a few bits and pieces to do on this one, so let's get on with that. These are the parts. So I'm just gonna open them up. And we're going to need this part, which is here. And we will take the other parts out in a minute. And now from our previous issue, we need this part now. And let's see how this is attached. This is like this. So I believe it just pushes on. So just here. So that is a very snug fit. Perhaps when this is against the dash, this shouldn't fall out. So that's the reason they must have done that. We need to attach this. So our dashboard is back. So like I said, this would be attaching just here. And this light, you can hopefully see it's flat. And that's a flat LED that will be going into here. But first, let's attach our dashboard together. And they are with AP screws. And let's just perhaps, I believe there's only 3, so let's attach the middle one first. So that's the middle one going in place, and then we will attach the other 2, and I will be back with you. That's all 3 screwed in place now. So that's 1, 2, and 3. What we need to do now is this LED. Just fit that into this section here, and it just pushes in. Maybe with a tweezer could be slightly easier. And just carefully push that in. Goodness me, that is a bit fiddly. So I think that's pushed in. I'm not sure if that should be a bit more, but I will see. So that is that fitted now. So we need to get on with the, oops, where am I? So we need to get on with the next part. This is cable Q, oops, this way around, Q, and it is with the flat LED. So flat LED, and we need to push this LED through this hole, just like that. And we need to bend this, so let's just bend this as we go and get this flat against where it needs to be positioned. So I believe that looks okay. Now we need our other piece, which is this piece, which I'm very interested in. It's not bad, but I'm sure they could have done a lot better. And this would need to go in this direction. And we can see these posts need to go into those holes. I'm not sure how well this will be held in place. And there we go. Let's push that through. So that's okay. Not bad. It won't, I'm pretty sure that won't come out. So that's done. So now we need to attach this to our dashboard. We have our dashboard back, and with the part we just fixed, we need to put Q through this hole. So Q is being pushed through. So all the way, feed that all the way through. And this needs to go. Let's just make sure you can see into those slots, which is a bit weird, but makes it a bit easier for me if I do decide to modify this, because that's pretty easy to remove. It's not screwed in place or anything, and one's gone in. There we go. And this one, perfect. So that's how that's looking. That's great. So we get in there. Now we need these parts, which is, okay, that's a metal spring. Now we need to do something with this. We need this. But this is really small. And that's making sure which way this would be best to feed through. And I guess this one, let's put this maybe through this hole first, which is very fiddly, and if that could stay in, that would be amazing, which is a little bit difficult. So I believe you would really need a tweezer for this. Okay, that's one in place. I can't see that staying in. Where did I put my part now? Goodness me, did it disappear? There it is. And the other part, let's just make sure it goes in this direction. But I don't know if I should. I think it's like a, it's a cigarette lighter. I don't understand what that is. So that just goes through just here. The details on this model are great. It's really amazing to put even that detail, which does make a difference. And we need to feed this into this small hole. So let's try get this. Needs to be a little bit stretched out. There we go. And I think we did it. Great. So that's in place, and that does look really good. Don't like where that keeps on popping up. And I'm not sure that's not catching anything. Could be the weight of the LED now, or it does stay down. So I think that is the end of this issue. So it's starting to take place and, sorry, shape. So let's get on with the next one. This is issue 60, so 3 more to do. Okay, that caught my eye. Ah, nitrous oxide kit. Okay, this is going to be a good one. Okay, wow. Okay, so let's get on with that. Excited for this one. That's the part for issue 60. Can't believe we're up to 60 already. Wow. I have really enjoyed this build. It's the details. Just look at that. If you can see what I mean, that's amazing. So we need this, and that one. Also these parts. And we will be back with these parts. So with these, let's just get that here. Let's make sure we get this in the right direction, which I believe it is not that way. It looks like it's this way. And these parts, I think this just pushes through here, making sure that hole, it is a D-shaped hole. Oh, we got that wrong. It's good. So you can't really get this wrong. And just like that. Okay, so let's get all 3 of them in place. So it's a D-shaped hole that just slots in. So that's pretty straightforward. And making sure which way this is angled. There we go. That's all 3 done. Okay, now we need our NOS bottles. Let's try and grab these. You know what? No, it doesn't matter. But just in case, you never know. Let's get the middle one first out. Oh, you know what? Let's just tip them all out. We're gonna need this. And this one, let's just put that there. This one, put that there. And that way we have things a little bit in order. And first we need to get one of these that we was working on. And get this in the right direction, I believe. Just like that. Get the other bottle. And I'm going to just insert this so it's still movable. And we need to just slot this in. But first we need to make sure it's in this direction. So this will be just here. There we go. And get this just like that. We need to screw this down. Yep. And that is with are AP screws. So as you can see, that's a bit flopping, but maybe when we do screw it in place, it might push it down slightly. So let's just see, making sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes this way. Yep, it does. I just don't like we're just doing that. But it can be fixed, but still. A little bit better when it does screw down slightly. Okay, it's not so movable now. So that's the first one. It's looking excellent. So we need to repeat that now for the others. So again, one of these parts we're working on. Put that through first. Just like that. Do the exact same that we did to the top. Now to the bottom. And again, we need AP screws, so I'm just gonna get that. You know what? I was going to modify this NOS bottles, but really the quality of it is quite good, so I'm not gonna do it unless it's a really big change. The only thing that I don't like about them is these lines, but they will be in the car and probably not as noticeable once it's in. So making sure that's screwed in. And that's now looking like that. Just one more. So that's this side. Just get that in place. This through here. There we go. One more just here. There. And one more AP screw. Lovely. So that's all. Let's get that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna move anyways. That's all of them now in place. That looks actually quite good. I like that. Yeah. So let's get on with that next part. I have retrieved our interior. So this will just slot onto our battery box, which is here, and there is 4 posts, and that just goes there. Depending, I probably will be doing a power mod on this because there's a lot of lighting. Possibly I will be doing other modifications, so yeah, let's see how we go first. Back ones are a bit tricky. Let's try get the back ones in. Okay, back ones are in. Yeah, this could be difficult to push in and out. Wow. Try that again. And yeah, I'm trying to do this so I can show you the way this goes, because I'm pretty sure you'll be having the same issue. There we go. That's in place. Just need to slightly push that through. But that's not easy to put on and off. But it's on and it looks absolutely amazing. Just making that straight. And just give you a bit of a close-up. So that's really starting to look good. So that's the end of this issue. Let's move on to the next one. This is issue 61. So we're cracking on. Let's see what needs to be done. Ah, we have our body. Okay. And we just need to put some, how they call it, door seals. So they just need to be stuck on. And I think we have something for the rear as well. So let's get on with that. So I've got our body. Now it's telling us to remove this bar. It's a safety bar. I've learned throughout the years I don't remove mine just yet until I am ready to remove it, because it does cause warping when you leave it just like that, and I'm going to leave mine in until it absolutely needs to be removed. First thing first, we need these side seals, and look how good quality that is. That's poor. Lost for words, that's poor. So carefully remove the adhesive backing, which I always find difficult. It should be nearly there, I believe. There we go. Lovely. And hopefully you will be able to see there is a groove to let you know exactly where this needs to go. So that's that there. And just trying to line that up. And I believe that's how that should be. I love that. Wow. So that's the first one. Let's get the next one in, which again is this. And we have some M3 backing tape that needs to be removed. So nearly there. There we go. And again, put this direction up. We just need to... Why is that camera a bit fuzzy? I don't know. So I've lined mine up first here, just like that. And mine's still going a bit wonky. And carefully, well, I think just trying to carefully maneuver that, not to scratch anything. Which I think it's okay. I think it's straight. There we go. That's straight now. I have a thing with trying to make it as straight as possible. So that's that one in place. Looking absolutely great. Now we need to get this part, which is here. And it is here, and I don't believe it matters which way. So that just slots in here. It's like a catch. So things like that, you could see they did go out their way to get this as much detail as possible. So carefully, don't damage this. And that's now in place. So that's the end of our issue. So it's looking absolutely great. So let's move on to the next bit. So our last issue for this pack is 62. So we're taking a look what comes in 62. And we have the roll cage trunk tray. Interesting. Okay. So need to take okay, those LEDs. Great. So we're moving on to that. Some tape there. And that's what we end up with. So let's get on with that. These are the parts in 62. So let's just open up packaging and take a look. So as you can see, we have some tape, nothing else in that. So there's the tape, and we have CP screws and KP screws. And first thing, we need to take out these parts, and might as well take everything out and make sure nothing else is there, and remove this for now. And we're going to need KP screws. So with these are, I believe, like roll cage, rear roll cage, and just making sure. So it is a specific way to these go, which you can see it looks like a key shape that way, and it has the same on that side. So pretty straightforward, slots into that, and we need to get 2 KP screws in that. So let's get our first KP screw in place. And just lining it up. Perfect, so that's both of them now screwed in place. Now we need to get some cables. I have retrieved number 11 and 12 from our PCB board. The reason why I don't show you that, because it's just a lot of cabling going on and it can confuse people. So we don't need 12 just at the moment. We need 11, and I'm going to give this a shot. I had some M3 tape, and I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I'm going to remove, hopefully, the backing from this and see if that will hold up. And first, we need to put our LED. So let's try get this in place. So I'm going to put the red one on this side. Let's pushing that through, and let's see if we can get this label also through. Okay, we're nearly there. Nearly. Okay, lovely. So that's one, and then the black one also on the opposite side here. Push that in. Get our label through this hole as well. Try to wrap it slightly. This one is spinning. Let's try get this curved and hopefully fit it in. And a little bit more. I think we're nearly there. Okay, way through. I'm not sure if this M3 will be able to stick this down, but we will give it a shot. You never know. I don't really want to glue it, so let's just get this like that. And you know what, I'm going to, because of me, this can go, I could fit this in 2 seconds, but I'm trying to get this as flat as possible. So I'm going to be back with you, and when that's installed, we will do the next one. I'll try to get that as best as possible. That would just go over like that. So let's try attempt this again. So I'm just making sure that the red cable will go through this side. Okay, so that's one. The other one just goes through this side. It's a bit tight. So then we turn this around and we need to put some tape, which they have supplied. So we just need to cut off a little bit of that tape. So let's see how we do this. So one side goes that way. So it's just folding really. Then the other one just goes this way. I'm gonna try and make it as tight as possible. Just stick that down. Just once we get that tight enough. You get the idea. You can mess around with that after. And same again. So oops, one going that way, one going this way. So there we go. So that's how that should look. Now we need to get this on the vehicle. So let's get on to that part. We need our body again. Sorry about that last part. It's just me being fiddly and trying to get it as straight as possible, but it's quite difficult really to get that as best as possible as I could. So that's how that is. So you've seen that slotted on. Now we need our CP screws. So let me just take them out. Get this just rested slightly, and we need to get 2 CP screws just here. That's 1 and 2, and that is now secured in place. We will tidy up the cables after. That looks great. So we have done this in this issue and that. So what else? We need to see if we can bring some other parts in. We've done that. We have done the NOS bottles and our dashboard. So that's really has taken shape now. So that's looking excellent. Wow, what a difference. I really do like that. So that's everything done in this pack. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you could do us a massive favor, if you could hit that subscribe button and thumbs up, that would be helping our channel a lot. Look forward to seeing you all next time. Goodbye for now.